Hello family, my name is Crystal Lacayo from GenZero, the Black Youth Association Incorporated, and you're watching the ChatBox. Hello everyone, welcome to GenZero, the Black Youth Association Incorporated, and welcome to our first episode, the introduction of the ChatBox. Again, my name is Crystal Lacayo, the founder of GenZero, and today we're just going to be talking about what GenZero is, what we do, and more about the ChatBox. GenZero was created so that Black youths in the age of 13 to 21 can have a space to converse about issues within the Black diaspora and to find ways so we can fix it for the next generation. And now this plays a part in our 3 C's. This is how GenZero works. The first C, converse, where we have meetings or now, like a podcast, having a podcast where we talk about the issues that are in the Black diaspora and find ways to fix them amongst ourselves, amongst the youth, because we are the next generation, hence the name GenZero, if you didn't catch on to that yet. And so this is just our introduction video, but stay tuned for our next videos, which will be more in depth, talking about stuff from generational trauma to health and relationships in the Black community, colorism, things talking about that pertain to our community, talking about issues that are so detrimental to our community as Black Americans. So the next C is community outreach. And community outreach is where we as Black youth in our community go into the community around us. So we're not just a part of the community, we are the community. And this is something that I stress so heavily in being a part of our community because we seldomly really get out into the streets, really get out there and putting our stamp on and making our area, our environment better than it was before. And so the community outreach helps us, give back to local churches or give to the homeless community around us. And that's our community outreach aspect of GenZero. The last C of GenZero is our cultural enrichment, which is also kind of known as our retreats. So our game nights virtual because of COVID, or whenever we go out and have breakfasts or lunch, or we're able to just hang out in some way, in some aspect, hanging out just to be with one another and, network. Because networking is so big and you can do anything if you know the right people. And that is one thing that GenZero also stresses. So the chat box really takes form in our podcast format. When we were on Zoom, of course, the reason why the chat box was named chat box is because we were chatting and we were in boxes. But now in a podcast format, you guys are going to be able to see these conversations, rewatch these conversations, and hold these conversations with yourselves as well in your community. And you have access to everything that we talk about and be able to utilize it in your own life. So the chat box is now a video podcast on YouTube. Personally, when I started GenZero, I was really taken aback by the issues that I saw stemming from Trayvon Martin's case when I was 8 all the way until this summer, and the 2020 summer, this past summer, with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. Now, being Black and being young, a young woman and growing up, I've always seen our faces on the news and we're not being protected, by our policemen, by the people who took a vow to protect us. And with that being said, I also saw issues, just within my school life, within the life outside of school and work, doing anything, just walking down the street and being Black. There's so many issues with just being me that this world, that this society, American society, and all over the world have an issue with. And that's not just not just American society, our African brothers and sisters, and part of my family is Caribbean, issues in that aspect too, and in those cultures. And so seeing all of this, taking this all in, when all we just want to do just as a race, is just to live. We're just people. We just want to live. And with that being said, I really wanted a space for youth, people like me, my age, who look like me, to talk about how we can fix our community on an internal level so that at an external level, we cause so much change to the world. I mean, we put in a lot. I'm talking music, art, entertainment, and aside from that, factual and scientific and lawyer stuff. I mean, everything. We contribute a lot to society on a human race level. Not just because, we're good at entertainment and sports, XYZ. So I really wanted a space so I can talk freely, as well as my peers to engage with me freely. It kind of sounds selfish, me, but I really wanted to see us have these conversations so that it would stimulate something in the future for us. That was so important for me, back in June, and even so more today, after seeing the riots happen at the Capitol. Something that I do want to stress in this video is that when I reference the African diaspora, I'm talking about the African diaspora. I'm talking about everybody from the Caribbean to Africa, Afro-Latinx, and African Americans as well. There seems to be, a lot of discourse between these different cultures. And it's saddening to say, because the only reason why we're acting like this is because of different issues from imperialism, colonization, and the stereotypes that were put into our heads that were not there before. And of course, there are different cultural clashes, but solely based on our race is an issue when we're all the same race. And so I just want to say to the African Americans watching, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinx, and Africans watching, this is a space for you. We are going to work through it, we are going to get things done, and we are going to see a better future for ourselves and for our children. We will see it through. All it takes is some coming together, understanding, and agree to disagree. And that's really what I want this space to be. So I'm so excited for GenZero to take off. Can't wait for our next video, which will be titled "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised," and I will have our podcast members come on and talk, and we will discuss, have discourse about it, and it will be great. Again, my name is Crystal Akayo. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for having interest in issues in our community. Remember to subscribe, as well as follow us on Instagram. You can follow my personal account as well, and make sure to check out our website to see how you can become involved or how to become a donor. Make sure you stay up to date with our newsletters, because I put a lot of work in that. Y'all need to read them. Put a lot of work in them. But anyway, again, my name is Crystal Akayo. Thank you for watching. Crystal out.